So we go back up to the start, and this is a heat of the student Cox Fours, the Prince Albert's, Exeter University in green on the left-hand side of the shot. And then on the right-hand side of the shot, it's the men from University of St Andrews. And this was then off the start, fairly clean start. So we rejoin the race live, and we're at Fawley now. That's the halfway point on this race. The wind's blowing up around the course.
It is picking up, isn't it? A bit of a tailwind blowing in as we're feeling it in the commentary box here. So that, yeah, good conditions for racing.
So St Andrews in that light blue top, racing the opponents from Exeter University in this student Cox Fours. Interesting, St Andrews were 2:02 to the barrier, 3:26 to Fawley, and Exeter 3:28 to Fawley. So I guess the times in their heats yesterday give another picture. We'll see what that Fawley time was, but pretty decent rhythm set up by St Andrews there.
Yeah, they mentioned that actually, obviously it's great, they're happy to qualify, and both these crews, I guess they've not raced each other directly, although we have had some history of these crews racing each other in pairs, particularly at intermediate events at Bucks, the British Universities and Colleges Sports Championships, racing each other in pairs, where St Andrews has had the better of a couple of guys in the Exeter crew. But having a good race here, and it looks like St Andrews are sort of just sort of a length or so ahead here of the Exeter crew, which are now in shots.
Yeah, that's stroke Josh Braithwaite in the Exeter crew. It's his third Henley. He rode in the Abingdon School first 8, and he's come to row with Exeter University. James Doran behind him, just 19 years of age. And the time, Adam, 3:30. Just checking with what they did yesterday, they went through the barrier. Exeter went through, or rather St Andrews went through in 3:26, so conditions not as quick as yesterday, and the wind just turned around a little bit, maybe a bit of head breeze, do you think?
Yeah, it's difficult to tell. And we actually had a comment here from one of the quotes actually was saying that it's a bit more swirly than what they're used to up in Loch Orr, and I can imagine actually up in Scotland the sort of beautiful lochs you get up there in the Trussocks and all that sort of stuff, the amazing conditions. Sometimes they're like mirrors, those lochs, which is amazing because they're in such deep valleys. But here, Thames Valley not quite so deep as up what might you get in Scotland, and actually we do get some slightly swirly winds going around. So although here at the finish line it feels like a bit of a tail breeze, that could easily be a cross or a slight head a bit further down the course.
That's good Scottish knowledge there, Pasky. You like that. So here's the St Andrews crew coming up. Christopher Bock in the bow seat just going through the shot. Henry Miles, 20 years of age. Oscar van Hanover, 22. And the stroke man, Campbell Nielsen, coxed by Holly Bartlett. Actually, one little fact about Campbell Nielsen, which we learned, he spent 3 years in Switzerland at the Club d'Aviron Vesnay. And that sort of made my eyes perk up, because that was the club of Lucas Tramner, who was the Swiss bowman in that Fantastic Four that won the Olympics, the lightweight men's fours, last time it was ever rowed in 2016 in Rio. So he's had experience rowing with Olympic champions at that club.
That's good exposure, good people to learn from, isn't it? And just looking at these crews, actually, interesting to see the liveliness of the water, because there is quite a lot of both boats bouncing around a little bit from left to right. As we look down there and see the cox of the St Andrews crew, Holly Bartlett, just yelling and sort of giving words of encouragement, cheering them on, letting them know they've not got too far to go.
Does it look as awkward? You see that shot and you see a little bit of roll, but are they feeling that roll in the boat, you think, or is it just feeling more comfortable for them than it looks from the outside?
I think sometimes it actually can feel a lot worse than it looks sometimes, you know. You sort of, if you're hypersensitive to it, but I think once you've been used to it a little while, you get on with it. But for us, just looking on the shot there and just hearing the blades clip the water a little bit here and there, there definitely is a little bit of bounce.
So coming up to the finish line in this heat of the Prince Albert Challenge Cup, it's the men from University of St Andrews in the light blue. They have led all the way through, and they take this heat against their opponents from the men of Exeter University, coming up to cross the finish line now.